When we first meet Joel Miller, he's just a single dad trying to get through his birthday. By the end of the season, he killed 31 people. In this video, we're gonna cover every single person Joel killed, those who got too close, stood in his way, or underestimated how far he would go to protect what was left of his heart. Joel committed his first on-screen kill within hours of the outbreak, establishing his willingness to use violence when necessary for survival. As chaos erupted on the first night of the cordyceps infection, Joel, Tommy, and Sarah attempted to flee Austin. Their neighbor, Mrs. Adler, frantically pounded on their doors seeking help, clearly distressed and desperate. The situation escalated when Miss Adler's infected mother appeared behind her, twitching unnaturally with the telltale signs of infection. The sudden transformation from ordinary elderly woman to violent threat created immediate tension, forcing Joel to make a split-second decision with no time for moral deliberation.
What are we doing, Joel?
Joel, recognizing the danger to his family, grabbed a wrench and slammed it into the side of the infected woman's head. The strike was brutal and efficient, and it made it clear that Joel had an instinctive capacity for violence when protecting his loved ones. Blood splattered as the infected woman fell, while Miss Adler screamed in horror at witnessing her mother's death. This was the first time we saw the real collapse of social norms, as Joel, an ordinary man, killed someone who was human mere hours ago. This first kill foreshadowed Joel's transformation into a man willing to eliminate any threat without hesitation, even if it took 20 years for him to really get there. Things only get more violent as the video progresses. The next kill occurs when Joel brutally beats Lee to death, demonstrating his evolution into a ruthless survivor who eliminates threats with calculated violence. After the devastating loss of his daughter and his 20 years of surviving in a post-apocalyptic world, Joel had become a pro smuggler operating in the Boston QZ. Lee was one of Robert's henchmen who crossed paths with Joel and Tess during their pursuit of stolen weapons. When Joel and Tess confronted Robert's men about their missing merchandise, the situation quickly escalated from tense negotiation to open conflict. Lee, displaying overconfidence, threatened the pair without realizing the deadly capability of the man he was challenging.
We can fix this.
Joel launched into a ferocious assault on Lee, unleashing years of pent-up rage and survival instinct. Each blow became more savage than the last as Joel methodically beat Lee with his bare hands, showing no hesitation or mercy. The raw animalistic nature of the beating reflected Joel's transformation from the father we met in the prologue. Lee's lifeless body dropped to the ground as Joel, barely winded, immediately refocused on the mission at hand. Tess showed no surprise at Joel's brutality, indicating this level of violence had become normalized between them. This kill established Joel's reputation as a dangerous man willing to do whatever necessary to survive, foreshadowing the trail of bodies he would leave throughout his journey with Ellie. Ellie too saw who was going to protect her firsthand, something he might have never let Sarah see. But that doesn't mean that he didn't try protecting her from seeing the horrors that would come with protecting her. Joel's deadly encounter with members of the Kansas City Revolutionaries demonstrated his tactical expertise and ruthless efficiency when protecting Ellie from human threats. After being ambushed in Kansas City, Joel and Ellie found themselves hunted by the revolutionary group that had overthrown Fedra's control of the city. With limited resources and in unfamiliar territory, Joel was forced to eliminate multiple threats to ensure their survival. The tension escalated when Joel and Ellie became trapped in the city, pursued by revolutionary hunters eager to capture or kill outsiders. Joel's experience as a survivor became evident as he methodically assessed the threats and prepared his counterattack, while also ensuring Ellie's safety during the intense situation.
When I say go, you crawl to that wall and you squeeze through and you don't come out until I say, okay?
Although, let's be honest, Ellie kept trying to do whatever she could to be in harm's way at this point. Joel's response was calculated and lethal. He dispatched an unarmed revolutionary with a precise rifle shot from a distance, demonstrating his skill as a marksman. When Brian pursued them, Joel eliminated him in close combat, stabbing him in the chest with Brian's own knife after Ellie had wounded him with a gunshot to the back. Joel's third kill came as he shot another revolutionary in the chest with his rifle, inflicting fatal injuries. The bodies of 3 revolutionaries were left behind as Joel and Ellie continued their desperate journey through Kansas City. The kills reinforced Joel's reputation as a dangerous survivor and strengthened the bond between him and Ellie, who was becoming increasingly involved in their violent encounters. These kills solidified Joel's protective relationship relationship with Ellie and re-establish a pattern of violence that would continue throughout their journey, revealing how far Joel was willing to go to ensure their survival against both infected and human threats. And if you thought this was crazy, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on because there's plenty more where that came from. Joel's elimination of Anthony marked another strategic kill in his growing tally of human adversaries, further cementing his reputation as a lethal protector. As Joel and Ellie continued their perilous journey through Kansas City, they remained hunted by the revolutionary group that had seized control from Fedra. Anthony was among the pursuers, determined to find and eliminate them for trespassing in their territory. With tensions already high following their previous deadly encounters in the city, Joel maintained hypervigilance as they navigated through the dangerous urban landscape. Upon detecting Anthony's presence, Joel quickly assessed the threat and determined that lethal force was necessary to protect himself and Ellie. Without hesitation, Joel eliminated Anthony with a well-placed shot from his weapon. Though the kill occurred off-camera, the unmistakable sound of the gunshot echoed through the area, confirming that Joel had added another name to his growing list of victims. I mean, he didn't have to kill Anthony, but he did because he didn't want to take any chances. Understandably so. Following Anthony's death, Joel and Ellie pressed forward with renewed urgency, knowing that the sound of the gunfire would likely attract more enemies to their location. Joel's brutality reached new heights during the Kansas City confrontation, where his body count escalated dramatically as he fought to protect Ellie in increasingly desperate circumstances. The urban battleground of Kansas City transformed Joel into a one-man army. Minutes later, a second revolutionary met his end when Joel targeted the driver of an approaching truck instead of the gunman. His well-placed shot caused the vehicle to crash into a nearby building and explode, killing the driver in a fiery blast that illuminated the night sky. The human threat, however, soon gave way to something far more terrifying when a horde of clickers emerged from the darkness. Working in synchrony with Ellie, Joel witnessed her quick thinking as she stabbed a clicker in the side of the neck, creating the opening he needed to deliver a clean headshot. This moment of teamwork presaged an even more impressive display of Joel's combat abilities. As the clicker horde descended upon them, Joel transformed into a methodical killing machine. With unshakable precision, he shot 12 clickers in the head, each bullet landing true despite the chaos of battle. His movements were economical and practiced, reflecting years of survival in a world overrun by infection. He wasn't a grieving father from the past, but a survivor of the new world. The aftermath left 15 fresh corpses in Joel and Ellie's wake, human and infected. It showed Joel's capacity for violence, but also his unwavering commitment to keeping Ellie alive regardless of the cost. The blood-soaked streets of Kansas City became yet another chapter in Joel's increasingly violent journey, further blurring the line between necessary survival and ruthless killing. These weren't his first kills, and they definitely weren't going to be his last. By the way, if you are enjoying the video, then make sure to subscribe with notifications on to see more videos like this. In Kin, we saw more of Joel's violent history, with both old memories and new kills proving how dangerous he really is. Years before reuniting with his brother, Joel and Tommy carved a path of destruction that haunted them both. Though never shown on screen, their conversation revealed at least 2 unnamed victims who fell by their hands, people whose lives they'd likely taken during their years as hunters after the outbreak. These killings were referenced with a mix of regret and resignation, showing how both brothers had committed acts they could never fully reconcile with their current identities, but which they deemed necessary for survival in a world where morality had become a luxury. The weight of this violent history sat heavily between the brothers until present danger forced Joel back into his role as a killer. When Alec threatened their safety, Joel responded with the cold efficiency that had become his hallmark. Joel quickly broke Alec's neck with one fast move. He didn't need guns or time to think. This kill was fast and clean, showing how deadly Joel could be with just his hands. These 2 kills, happening years apart but both needed for survival, made Joel's violent reputation stronger. His past and present were both full of violence. Each person Joel killed added to his guilt, even though the killings helped him protect the people he cared about, no matter what it took. In When We Are in Need, Joel shows how far he's willing to go to protect Ellie, using brutal violence to take down anyone in his way. When Joel discovered that Josiah was part of the group that had captured Ellie, struck with lethal precision. Approaching silently from behind, Joel drove his knife deep into the back of Josiah's neck, desperately clutching at the wound as blood poured between his fingers. Joel watched dispassionately as Josiah bled out on the cold ground, the life slowly draining from his eyes, the first casualty in Joel's mission to recover Ellie. It was one of the first times that we really saw Joel be the killer everyone should be afraid of, not just a guy that's trying to survive in this strange new world. Timothy's death came shortly after as Joel continued his methodical assault on the group. Without hesitation or mercy, Joel plunged his knife directly into Timothy's chest.
You're gonna point to where we are and where your resort is.
The blade found its mark with practiced accuracy, piercing the heart and ending the confrontation before Timothy could even call for help. The quick, efficient kill demonstrated Joel's experience in eliminating threats with minimal noise and maximum effectiveness. But Joel's most brutal kill comes when he confronts Marco. Though the scene cuts away, the aftermath makes it clear. He used a pipe to crush Marco's head, showing just how far he'll go to protect Ellie. Each kill brings Joel closer to her, leaving a trail of bodies that reflects his growing desperation. His violent efficiency shows that he'll do whatever it takes to save the girl he now sees as a daughter. Me personally, I thought that this in particular was really brutal. And if you did too, make sure to subscribe. But no one could have predicted just how crazy things would get. Joe and Ellie finally got to the Firefly Hospital and look for the light, only to be totally blindsided by the fact that Ellie would have to die for the cure. The rampage that came after showed that Joe had both skill and brutality as he took down anyone in his way. It all began with cold precision. Joel shot the first Firefly guard in the neck, blood splattering the hospital wall. That first kill set the tone. He quickly gunned down the next two with headshots before they could call for help, moving through the building like a soldier on a mission.
I don't have time for this.
As Joel pushed deeper into the facility, his tactics evolved with the changing environment. In the corridor, a fourth Firefly took rounds to the chest, while the fifth was riddled with bullets as Joel's desperation intensified. The violence escalated with each floor Joel ascended, leaving a trail of bodies in his wake. When one Firefly appeared around the corner, Joel eliminated him with a headshot so quick it happened off camera. The body was only discovered as Joel moved forward. Joel really showed how quick he can adapt when things got tough too. Out of ammo and cornered in a hallway, he didn't hesitate. He grabbed Ellie's switchblade and drove it straight into a Firefly's skull. It was brutal and up close, totally different from his earlier clean headshots, but it showed the same unstoppable drive to reach Ellie. Things escalated fast once he picked up an assault rifle from a downed enemy. With that kind of firepower, he cut down 4 Fireflies in seconds, their bodies dropping all around him. As he pushed through the final hallway, he shot another guy right in the face, the room instantly painted in blood. We don't even get to see the last part of his rampage, but the aftermath says it all. 4 more bodies scattered across the operating floor, each one riddled with bullets. By the end of it, Joe wasn't just a smuggler anymore. He was a man who tore through an entire squad to save one girl, no matter the cost. Now, I think this does seem excessive to the viewer at times, but when you think about it in his eyes, all those lives would mean nothing as long as he gets Ellie back. After all, he didn't have a chance to save Sarah, but he can save her. Each of the 16 on-screen Firefly deaths in the hospital showed Joel's singular purpose. And if you thought that that was crazy, just wait until the next one. Because Joel's most consequential kill came in the operating room, where his desperate mission to save Ellie reached its climax with the execution of the unnamed surgeon. As Joel burst into the operating theater, he confronted the reality of what saving Ellie truly meant, stopping the procedure that could potentially create a vaccine for humanity. The surgeon, standing between Joel and the unconscious Ellie, represented the final obstacle in his path. Unlike the armed Fireflies throughout the hospital, this man only wielded a scalpel, yet in Joel's eyes, he posed the most significant threat of all.
Unhook her.
When the surgeon refused to step aside, raising his surgical instrument in a futile gesture of defiance, Joel didn't hesitate. With cold precision, he fired a single shot directly into the doctor's head. The bullet tore through the man's skull, ending his life instantly and splattering blood across the sterile environment. The body crumbled to the floor, the scalpel clattering beside him, a symbolic death that represented Joel's choice of Ellie over humanity's potential salvation. This kill meant more than all the others in the hospital. By killing the surgeon, Joel threw away humanity's chance for a cure. His rescue mission became something much more complicated. When Joel killed the doctor, he chose love instead of hope for everyone else. He picked Ellie over the greater good, and this might have been the most important person that Joel ever killed. Only one other comes close. Joel's final kill in his hospital rampage was also his most personal. After slaughtering his way through the Firefly facility, Joel found himself face to face with Marlene in the parking garage while carrying an unconscious Ellie. Their confrontation had a different energy than the chaos upstairs. Marlene tried reasoning with him, appealing to what was best for humanity, even lowering her weapon to show good faith. But Joel had made his choice long before he pulled the trigger. The first shot hit Marlene in the stomach, sending her crumbling against a vehicle. As she sat there bleeding and shocked, Joel approached with cold determination.
You've just come after her.
It was his justification for what came next. Joe shot Marlene in the head a second time for a simple reason, to be sure. He wasn't angry or scared like with the other kills. He was thinking clearly. By killing Marlene, he got rid of the only person who knew what really happened at the hospital and who might have told Ellie the truth. The final shot showed Joel fully becoming Ellie's protector, no matter what, even if it meant giving up humanity's chance for a cure. By killing the woman who'd known Ellie since she was born, Joel changed completely, from an unwilling smuggler to something much more. And that was every person Joe killed in season 1. But if you think that that's the worst he'd done, just wait. Subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video.